These are the 10 insane things that Rec Room cut out of their game. These are some of the truly most amazing things that is left out. A Jeezy Weezy. Alright, let's get this thing started. IRL Rec Room merch. Back in the early years of 2017 and 2018, Rec Room would award IRL Rec Room merch to creators who have published rooms that had over 10,000 visits. And this was pretty rare back then. There was a very small number of players. But if your room had over that number, you could actually get IRL Rec Room merch. And for people who got over 20,000, they even got to choose their own Rec Room merch to have in real life. Their own item that's in the game to be custom made for them. Now this feature went away later in 2018 due to how many people were joining the game. But this still is one of the coolest, amazingest features that Rec Room has removed. On to the next one. Back in 2016, when Rec Room was just going to be the sports game, they were going to have a few extra sports. But the most interesting and fleshed out one was badminton. Badminton has a birdie and a paddle, and you were going to be able to do that in Rec Room VR. It's going to be realistic birdie physics, which if you've played badminton, you know how insane the birdie physics are. This would have been an insane Rec Room original, but eventually they decided to go for tennis instead of this. And then they made a zero gravity paddleball because tennis was just too hard to implement. On to the next one.
Sunset Cinema was originally going to be a hangout map. Now, this was going to be a huge map back in 2018, and you could actually drive the cars inside of there. But Rec Room thought that it was going to be a great paintball map, so it took 2 years of fixing up, and that's how we got Sunset Cinema, the Rec Room map in paintball. Instruments were going to be playable in Rec Room. Back in 2017, Rec Room had this idea where you could play instruments such as guitar, trumpet, and saxophone. Now, this really didn't get anywhere, so they scrapped it.
Rec Room was actually a love game made by Gribbly for his girlfriend, Emily Waffles Yay. Back in 2016, Emily Waffles Yay and Gribbly were in a relationship. Now, Gribbly really loved her, and he wanted to make a game for her. He decided on VR, since she had just gotten the new VR headset. Now, Gribbly knew that Emily Waffles Yay loved sports, so he decided to make a sports-focused social game that he and his girlfriend could play in. And eventually, it became Rec Room. On to the next one. Punch Up in Rec Room. Now, back in 2016, Rec Room promised a new amazing boxing game, which they called Punch Up. This was going to be a very insane game, but unfortunately, it got scrapped, never to see the light of day. Or was it scrapped, never to see the light of day? You see, back in 2018, Rec Room's coach account got glitched and hacked. And for just a few hours, players were able to see the Punch Up Rec Room original under coach's account. Now, the screenshot is very, very limited. The photo for the room is very limited, only showing the logo of Punch Up. But this was going to be a game changer. This was the most insane leak. I mean, they actually had a good build of Punch Up that could have been ready to use, but they just decided to scrap it. You know, I really hope that in the modern day, Rec Room decides to release Punch Up 2023 Modern. Alright, let's move on to this next one.
Sendo was originally going to be the first quest in Rec Room. They had planned it to have 2 sequels, Crescendo 2, Return of Dracula, and Crescendo 3, Skeleton's Revenge. But for some reason, only Crescendo 1 came out in early 2019, and the 2 sequels will never be released. In 2018, you could do a glitch on the Nintendo eShop for the 3DS. You could access the Against Gravity page on the Nintendo eShop, which there could be a listing for Rec Room. Now, you couldn't actually buy this game because it said that the software is unavailable. And now, with the eShop closed, you couldn't even get it anyway.
Now we're on to our second last thing. The sandbox machine is actually usable in modern day Rec Room. Now, if you use some secret hacks that I am not going to disclose here because I could get banned, but if you use some hacks, it turns out that the sandbox machine is actually still in the game and spawnable. This is just insane. Maybe we'll see a return of the sandbox machine. Maybe for some other use, because the Maker Pen is getting pretty crowded as of right now. But if you hack it in, it turns out that it doesn't actually work because Rec Room has deleted the source code. Now, this is pretty upsetting news, but it seems like there are a few remnants that could possibly mean Sandbox 2023. And now for our final topic. Rec Room was originally supposed to be for the PS4. Now, let's go back again to Gribbly and Emily Waffles Yay. It turns out that the VR headset that Emily Waffles Yay had gotten was the PlayStation VR. Now, Gribbly decided to make the game on the PlayStation VR. She said it was on the PlayStation 4. Now, Against Gravity had a page on the PS4, and they had Rec Room listed there as date unreleased, date unannounced, date coming soon. Now this was insane. It was originally on the PS4, but then Gribbly got an HTC Vive headset and decided to actually port it to PC VR. And then he stuck with that because that was more logical. And then in 2017, the unreleased build of PSVR finally got released and was out to the public. And that was our top 10 insane Rec Room things to get cancelled. And also check the date, you freaking idiot. All of these are fake! Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Dashing through the snow on a one-horse open sleigh. For the fields we go, laughing all the way. Yeah, man, me num. Na 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 num 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 na 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 num. Oh, ha ma ha ma na ha ma nu nu ne. Na na na. This has gone on way too long.
Look behind you, bro.
Ha ma na.
I've been doing this the whole time.